Greetings everyone, please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Looks like everything's starting to boot on up. Give me a moment to turn the live chat windows. That's all good. And just need to double check, make sure that everything's good on my other computer. Let's refresh Twitch over there, open up a drink. Is my microphone working? Yes it is. Sometimes I forget to check that and it stops working, but in this case it is working. One of those things that it's a pretty important thing that I tend to forget and tends to bite me in the butt. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. For some replays, I like that. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Mythology replay. Spawn on top right side as Blue Zeus with a Crag Hack. Spawn bottom left side as the red Amaterasu. Got Age of Numbers. It was Age of Mythology, so it's not Age of Empires 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's M. M, the number M. Let's go with that. Either way, when it comes to these major and minor gods, of course, Zoo is focused on infantry and heroes. Start of favor, gains 20 favor 20% faster. Myth units cost 1 less population. Infantry do more damage versus buildings, and hoplites move 15% faster. Got the Bolt, Myrodrome, and a Living Parentage improve heroes' health and health regen. Well, give them a health regen. Of course, since he's more infantry focused, you can either go for Athena or Hermes. Restoration, Athena's usually the common selection, but honestly Zeus does have good cavalry places. Can both go for Hermes and then Dionysus next age. Athena's usually the fan favorite. You get Restoration, which is a good god power, pretty good god power, good healing, good combat power. Ceasefire is a little bit weaker, and also makes everybody not fight, so opposite of weak. Hoplites do get more maximum range and more melee damage, and of course all infantry get more pierce armor for the upgrades. And I probably should mention the other. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it today. And of course for Hermes, you get Wing Messenger, give you free Pegasus and also improved Pegasus, so the better scouts. And of course cavalry speed and damage. Amaterasu is the economy and samurai focused major god. Solar shield make target unit temporarily invulnerable. It's sort of weird. It does also apply mass health regen and a really strong shield. It's a little misleading, but the health regen aspect is very good. Of course, you get a gold trickle per Bushido tier, which is very nice, and of course you get better Mikos, which is okay. Faster healing train time though is the weaker parts. They're meant for favor generation, but that is neither there. Of course, Onimushas and Samurai do more experience outside of combat, so the more idle, more experience. Shrines get more quality, improve the quality of nearby resources, so they have just more stockpile on them, which is a very powerful aspect, which combos quite well with the Shrine of the Hunt. And Samurai and Onimushas regenerate hit points and also twice as faster in combat. For Asia, we've got Ame no Uzume or Minakatomi. I'm probably butchered both their names. You can resummon myth units for free with this god power. Very nice. Additionally, you get increased infantry hit points and Bushido period experience upon death. Since she's focused on Samurai Onimusha, this is quite nice for her. And better Mikos, make them gather faster. And of course, larger radius for the contribution, which I think also improves the resource in large radius. So Ame no Uzume is an excellent choice for Amaterasu. Mina Katomi, of course, provides Shrine of the Hunt, which is combo quite well with the Shrines aspect of Amaterasu. You get free defensive wolves and more delicious pieces of venison. And for the other aspects as well, of course, you can hunt faster, which is very nice. I'm pretty sure this is Age of Empires 3 icon. Cheaper range soldiers and siege weapons, and better range soldiers with range and damage. So more range focus, but Shrine Hunt is still pretty good. And while it doesn't improve for infantry, it does affect other units that may support said infantry. Both are good options, but I think Ame no Uzume is usually the default selection. When it comes to the relics of map, we got Salvador's Farty, which is that name well enough, Sledge. Reduces the favor cost of your fortress buildings, very nice to have. Odin's Wand reduces the temple research cost of all resources, including favor, which is very nice. Zalak Fox, moving around. Tail Feathers of Heaven. You get a tiny bit of divine damage over time, not that great. Oh, pigs, on the wee all the way to their new homes, which is my stomach. Black Lotus makes your villagers collect farms faster, which is very nice to have. All the relics are nice. I honestly would say Tail Feathers of Heaven is probably the weakest. That's not a lot of divine damage, and I do not put any stock into most of the damage over time effects. Zeus is going for Hermes, which is the cavalry unit. Or cavalry focus. Amaterasu has queued up Ame no Uzume. Relics picked on up by both players. This is Odin's Wand, Gamatin. He picks up that relic there. Of course, Jason picked up a relic as well. This one is remove the favor cost for fortress building. It's actually for Zeus. That could be very nice now think about it, because Hera is usually the default selection, and Hera provides Hera provides can provide. That's all it looks like that. Jason just threw the relic inside the temple, his bonus temple. Free Myrodromes, so that is actually a good land relic to pick up for Zeus as well as the meter. All others, I don't think it's super great, just nice to have, which is the effects of most relics. And that's of course saying that Zeus should go for certain age 4 minor god, which is a little bit of tall order at the not even 5-minute mark of the game. Yeah. Whirlwind Razor. Oh, Razorwind come up. Looks like the upgrade got research here, which increases damage from all sources by 40%. I wonder if that improves. Probably does not improve the damage over time. Has high attack speed. It's an okay myth unit. That's more or less H2 myth units. They're borderline just okay. But I think, to be fair, the only H2 myth unit I think is great for the Japanese. It does use Divine Shield there, very nice. But with the slowdown effect from Hercules whacking him, Hercules will be finished off. I was trying to say, the only Age 2 myth unit I think is good for the Japanese, or on the best one, is probably Jorogumo. The other two are just okay. This is nice because it gets resummoned for free, so you can't really blame that. And the queue is maxed out 3 units, so you will need multiple of these if you want to go for many, many myth units. If it's causing some issues, we got Yari Spearman here. It actually does say Spearman rather than Spearman. Because usually you're just saying, oh, Spearman, Horseman. It always has men, but man. That's usually a joke, stupid joke I like to say. Oh, single Spearman. In that case, it is. Wait, if I have 2 of them selected, nope, it does not say Spearman. Shame. Naginata Rider, push way forward. Got 3 centaurs. A good number of centaurs. We got Bushis here. Mikos are more close to heroic villagers rather than a combat hero like Jason or Hercules, or even the Bushis. Bushis, however, are the counter myth unit for the or Japanese in Age 2. The other two are, of course, the Daimyo and... How am I drawing a blank? Onimusha. Which those are both Age 3. Bushi is the Age 2 hero that the Japanese rely on, and of course is a range hero, which just means it's reliable. Not fantastic, definitely not bad, just reliable. Its attack speed is slow, so it's not great for human soldiers. It is a counter unit through and through. And those arrows go through and through those said myth units. Naginata Riders here. The Whirlwind Weasel only has 4.8 move speed, so not very quick. Divine Shield there. Spear or Hoplite intercepts. At this current rate, oh, these guys need to get the Watchtower. It does save them all. At this current rate, the Zeus player needs to probably eye for Watchtowers, help keep watch. That's a pretty good... What's the plural term for horses? Herd of centaur? What's the plural word for a centaur? Centaurs, or like a group of centaur, because the plural term for a cyclops is cyclopes, but I'm not sure what it is for centaur. An Usame of centaur? No. We do have now Spirited Charge being researched, both affect centaur and cavalry, increasing speed and damage. Now think about it. Does not increase range human or cavalry damage, only centaur range damage, which means if what's her name? Prothesine? I can't never pronounce her name. Won't resurrect any ranged humans ranged cavalry, it will not affect them. Then again, Dimitri can't go for Hermes either way. You have another Divine Shield on the Katamachi, the Whirlwind Weasel, and he'll get sliced apart no problem. Another one here, so both of them will be recovered. Good number of hoplites or Hippus and Centaur here. Sip is of course still Dark Age. I'm glad that players are realizing they don't have to immediately go for the medium upgrade. It has expense, but it does require a certain number of units to be worth it. Bushi on the build queue. We got a third Whirlwind Weasel. Probably should not go for any more, because if all of them go down, only 3 can recover queued up at once, if I remember correctly. And he starts, as Amaterasu starts aging up, she may want to go for more of these trees. Goshin Boku, whatever that means. Yeah, a lot of words I don't know what exactly it translates to. We do now have the Katagi being researched, increasing the infantry hit points by 10%, and Bushido experience upon death. This applies to all of her infantry, so the Ari Spearman will provide a decent amount of experience upon death, as opposed to Samurai. You now have Apollo being queued up. I thought it would be Dionysus, since Zeus has gone for Hermes to double up on cavalry effects. But Apollo's interesting. I do like Manticore. Healing Temple is always very nice to have. Sunray is good for all range damage. But doesn't really synergize anything else that Zeus has gone for the moment. Naginata Riders moving around, of course. 5 Hippus, 4 Centaur. Ballistics being researched, very nice. Wait, that ballistics had to be Age 3. Is it now available in Age 2? Maybe I'm mistaken. I know there's been constant balance changes, and I think having ballistics available earlier is probably a nice balance change if it was only age 3. I could have sworn it was age 3 upgrade. Do now have Zeus now aged up. Manticore now deployed in the field, of course. Do now hoplites intercept all the Nagnata riders. Odysseus on the build queue. Got a number of forces here. And Yari Spearman right now still just Dark Age. Hasn't reached Bushido Tier 1 just yet. We do now have Food Rajan select up. We'll give access to Raju, the two-tailed Thunder Wolves. Very good shock myth unit. Provides a nice AoE knockback, doing divine mix of divine and melee damage. A divine shield on this. Of course, nice thing about the, I suppose the Centaur being 2 population and going for Sunray. Maybe this is Zeus's plan. Mass Centaur? I mean, Manticore is also pretty good. Right now, the Centaur does 18 damage per second. This has 36 with a bit of inaccuracy, of course. Though I suppose ballistics does affect it, so the accuracy is much more effective. Of course, this is 3 population, so this would be 36 if we want to. So it's 12 damage per population, as opposed to 18 damage, so 9 damage per population. 375 health versus 420, so Centaur would be a bit more durable. Oh no, look at the Manticore is actually quite resilient, especially compared to Centaur. Centaur, of course, much faster. Much faster. So he's going for a ranged myth unit play. Oh, there's the Thunderous Drums. Thunderous Presence. Oh, Thunderous Burst, that's what it was. The village do multiple flips trying to build a fortress. Could probably get healing temples on the way. Very nice. Cavalry keeping his board temple here as well. I love seeing healing temple play. I love seeing healing play. Pulling back to get healed, just for the more expensive units, like your myth units, I just love seeing that. Maybe Zeus is going to be prioritizing Manticores over Centaurs. Centaurs will offer more health. Probably the extra health per population would be more effective than the extra armor on the Manticore, but the Manticore still offers better DPS. Mass Manticore is very good. Mass Centaur can be very good. And with just one less population is quite a powerful god upgrade. I suppose a hit points or speed. One less population just makes it so you can get an army of them fielded at once. Got a good number of Prodromos in the field, which is a good counter cavalry unit there. Those are trying to wall in some defenses. Amaterasu is at Bushido Tier 2, so her infantry are now medium. Miko does go down. You now have the Hanya Mask, which increases the infantry hit points by 15% and life steal by 10%. With the Kagi, that's additional plus 25% health. So they're quite healthy. Good number of Naginata Riders. While there's nothing special going for them, they at least are a fast unit that you can always raid with. Hoplites stabbing these Naginata Riders. We do have medium cavalry for Zeus. Prodromos still probably a good call. We do now have the Winged Message, get some free Pegasus. And of course, make them just see fast, farther, move faster, make them even better scout. There's now a good number of Manticore here, and as well as I think the leftover Centaur. More Manticore. Looks like Zeus just want to have fun with Manticore. I don't blame him. There's a Raijo. Is it Raiju or Raijo? I think I saw look the pronunciation like Raiju, like it's double O for the U sound. So Jo, Raijo. I don't know. Manticore is here in very good numbers. Yari Spearman is trying to engage the town center, but I'm pretty sure the town center could defend itself with that little number of Yari Spearmen. Centaur only has 10 range, while Manticore do have 16 range, which is quite important. More range, the easier to keep them alive. Divine Shield once again on the Weasel. We do have the Watchtower upgrade, very nice. May could go Chronolations, just get bonus time for Cavalry. Looks like this will escape on out of there. Good number of Red's forces need some healing, so maybe sending a task in Miko to nearby to heal them up wouldn't be half bad. We do now have Hera queued on up. We are now the Den drums, reducing the cost of future god powers. Very nice to see. Does cost favor, only 8 favor. Did Zeus ever pick up that one relic? Yep. So now Fortress can easily be a bit more scaled. So maybe Zeus should really try to get out more of the fortresses with that. Major Fortress for defense won't be half bad either way. Help protect town centers. Another Raijo on the build queue. That may be one that's being recovered. Nope, it is one from the temple. We do, of course, have the Manticore just have a nice fire in the back line. Bushi starting to hit them. Multiple Bushis are hitting them. Thanks to extra range armor, they can resist a bit of the Bushi damage. The Manticore is starting to go down. They're not being properly being micro whatsoever. More Hoplites, more Dark Age Hoplites push forward. More Bushis in the build queue. Another Divine Shield, this time one of the Bushis. do have heavy Hippus now on the field, so he's gone for heavy cavalry. Bolts the Raijo. That's not a bad target for a bolt. And Hera's almost full in the field. Don't think this would be a great spot for Lightning Storm, but will help him equalize the region. It is going to be a bit wasteful, honestly. That maybe not super wasteful. Got a pretty good hit there. We do now have the Onkanushi now being researched. One of those villagers to stone does take out one of the weasels. Looks like the queue is actually 2 units, not 3 units, so the queue is not very large. Howdy. Oh, I'm here. Hippus push way forward, hitting the Naginata Rider a little bit. And it looks like more Yumi archers being deployed in the field. Medium infantry trying being deployed in the field at the age 4. Hippus moving around, one Padromos with them. We do got some walls here, another fortress going on up. Wooden wall, no gate. Then again, it's not really blocking them too much. Most of these trees have been knocked down. Hippus pushing way forward, trying to raid some villagers, but we'll find some Naginata riders. Another Hamachi, or haven't pronounced that again. And we do have some Yumi horse archers now being deployed in the field, but don't think he provides any aspect to improve them. He will provide some good upgrades for the Oyumis, the siege crossbow. We do have Medusa engaging this town center. Medusa does offer a bit of crush damage, which is nice. Sorry, what was that? And we do have the age up there, and now we do have the Sacred Gate, reducing all the god powers. Gets a second one of these on the field, so now we can field more of the myth units as they start dying, which is very nice. Yumi or the Medusa's backline. Odysseus here, a little bit wounded. Turns one of the units to stone, which one I'm not sure. Looks like Yari Spearman. Execute of the Divine Prefectures, increasing the work rate of some buildings. Yumi archers, they are healthier than Tuxtays at the moment, but with the fortress nearby, not much more they can do. The Weasel does get some good damage there. We've got some Peltas pulled in the field, and we've got the Petra Bulls now being focused down. Does get knocked out, saving the fortified town center, blah. Takes out that one, and oh, the Onomoraki is being shot down by Jason. Of course, we got some wretches on the field. They're quite wretched. And the Omoraki does go down, does manage to get in one of the queues. Villagers up north getting stabbed by the Yari Spearmen. And the castle will be deployed there. Fresh Medusa on the field. Medusa looks like going to get overran a little bit. Of course, we do have the healing temple nearby, but she's going to get overran. And that's the storehouse there. Medusa is actually doing fine enough for now. Another Medusa here. Healing temple providing some good pinpoint healing. This one's doing just fine. Turns the Weasel to stone, knocks it out. 2 Weasels, 1 Onomoraki on the queue. And another pair of Medusa also on the queue as well. So we've got a good number of Medusa. Very good number. He's been really pumping them out. 5 Medusa, 2 more build queue, so they're up to 7 Medusa. It's Age Mythology. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Naginata Riders are getting turned to stone, and we do have the Balforon starting to get knocked on out. We do have the Naginata Riders trying to overrun the Medusa. Pop lights. Yeah. Small groups of cavalry like that were not going to cut it versus all that Medusa with their near instant kill ability. Some units, of course, don't get instant kill. It does a severe amount of damage. But for against all the human soldiers, might as well be an instant kill. A very large number of Bushis on the build queue. More Bushis on the build queue. Petrobolus knocking down the town center. Prodromos straightforward. Hoplites supporting. Toxace. Oh, we've got now another thunderous burst now pulling the field. Medusa are back here, but we've got a Daimyo now overrunning them. There is a gate there for them to hide behind, and it looks like they will skip behind the gate. Ceasefire there. Looks like Zeus just wants a brief breather in order to help stabilize himself. Grapple trying to build his town center. 20 seconds. Which looks like this town center will be built in time. Castle going on up here, which will take 70 seconds. Oh, town center is built quicker than 20 seconds. Multiple of the Naginata Riders are being turned to stone. More Medusa, more hoplites in build queue. Last that gold is being obtained. There's more gold down south here. You can see some of the deposits up north are being collected by red. This gold deposit here is untouched as well, so this looks like there's still plenty of gold on the map for both the players. And right now, Red is having trouble connecting with all the Medusa. They do have fire control, so they do have some durability, but they also have good melee and range armor. No free Mire drums in the fortresses. Might as well get that research going. Castle's sort of going down. More Naginata Riders on the flank. Bushi's trying to push forward and take out some of the Medusa, but they do get picked on off. Blue's front line's trying to disintegrate though. Castle does go down. Guardhouse now pulled in the field. They got champion upgrades now for Amaterasu, but she's actually not gone up, so that was a manual resource for the cavalry, looks like. More dojos, or more daimyo now pulled in the field, trying to intercept those Medusa. Got this wretch. And we do got a Plague Bringer on a Meraki now deployed on the field. Medusa can be focusing him down. So, Amaterasu has upgraded those units. More daimyo push way forward. We do have some Prodromos, which is a good idea to help counter the daimyo who are trying to counter the Medusa. Village down south, chopping some wood. I don't know why these guys almost like had leopard skin or tiger skin prints with that shield design. Daimyo do manage to sneak around. Now, though Odysseus point field, in fact, actually looks like Zeus does not have fortified town center just yet. We do now have the patronage upgrade, so now 3 Myrodrome, another Balforon now being point field, 3 fortresses looks like on the field for Zeus. Extra force wouldn't be half bad, though right now he's lacking gold as well as food. Amaterasu has a good amount of food and some wood and gold to work with, but pretty low on those either. Some idle villagers there. Got a fortress here trying to be established, but not. Raijo does get a bit of knockback there. Medusa Matriarch upgrade has been researched, if I forgot to mention that aspect. More Daimyos, more Bushis. Oh, we do now have Olmoji now put in the field. Heroic Siege Unit. Town Center definitely took some damage there. Another Odysseus on build queue. Got 8 Medusa, or yeah, 8 Medusas there. Myrodrones engaging some of these units. Daniel's right now at 17.5 DPS. In comparison to the Myrodrome, they're at 17.1. Of course, doing divine damage, so all the armor is ignored. Looks like maybe a bit of overkill on that Yari Spearman with the Medusa. Looks like red forces sort of getting sent to slaughter one by a time. The mostly Yari Spearmen, though. 8 Medusa remaining here. Right now it seems like a good item, just the Massive Boy would probably be the Hoplite. Not many of them on the field or on the build queue. A lot of units turned to stone there. Town center needs some repairs. More Medusa in the build queue. We do have now a 4th fortress in the field, this one here. Ramp the town center is probably a good idea. We do now have some of the heavy Oyumi now put in the field. OC does have, of course, the draft horses upgrade, or whatever it's called, improving the damage and range of the siege weapons, but does not have the mythological upgrade to improve the damage even further and the range even further. Even though 30 range. And that Raijo just got turned to stone. More Daniels push forward, finding some openings, but right now they're a little bit idle when they get into melee range. More Daniels just being pulled on the field. Maybe draw would be a good idea, though there've been a decent number of Yari Spearing on the build queue, which there are none on the build queue. In fact, there's only a single Raijo on the build queue. Does turn that unit to Judith. More Myrodrones, of course, being summoned from the fortresses. Eltas engaging some of the Bushis, very nice. Daimyo slowly going down the various sources. Right now, Zeus has very little gold and food. In fact, has no gold income. This gold deposit has been obtained. This gold deposit is being obtained by red. Up north, those gold deposits are gone. So it's like Zeus needs to start getting other gold sources going. Sounds like they're... are those deer caravan, do I hear? Yep, got some deer caravan. Underworld passage. Front shifting to the other side of the map, very nice. Deer, big round deer can go on down. In fact, Amaterasu does not have much gold whatsoever, so these deer caravan being picked off was very important. And looks a nice little bit of a hit and run. Yari Spear trying to clean up the Underworld passage, but has plenty of health. Yari Spear not exactly anti-structure. Yeah, pretty much anti not a whole lot of stuff. Peltastic out some of the Bushis. Town's gonna be repaired up by these hoplites. Those are trying to shank the Underworld passage now. But here comes the Medusa. They're trying to build town center here. Some of those villagers going down. Those deer caravans being discovered. They are right now carrying 79 gold per trip. Another divine shield. On the Raijo over here, some idle villagers. A lot of units turned to stone, including some deer caravans. Birdie gets shot down. Medusa technically outranged the castle. Petrobolus now taking on the castle. Turn some of those units to stone. Arjun are pretty nice health taking on the structures. Not only have divine damage to ignore all the armor, they also have a bit of bonus damage to them. A divine shield somewhere. Over here on the Raijo. Bit of damage on this fortress here. Blue's trying to obtain this town center now. Number of idle villagers here. Maybe they should eye for this gold deposit if possible. Of course, that area is not exactly safe for them at the moment. More villagers, more donkey caravans, more Mire drones. Another Odysseus. Oh, we got more of these Onomaraki. I can't pronounce any name. He has one more queued up from the trees as well. Onomaraki throws some wretches there. There's a lot of good wretches in the range line. They have 4 damage of fast attack speed, which is nothing too crazy, but nice to have. They're just a lot of mass. Those also trying to shank some of these units. More of these wretches being summoned now. Medusa here may get overran. Zeus is out of food and gold right now, with very little wood to work with. Amaterasu has plenty of food, but no wood or gold to work with either. More Yari speed around the build queue. Luckily, Amaterasu does also have a bit of gold generation here, 3.5 per second, which is nice. Base equivalent to what? 6 villagers. Odysseus engaging, wretches do fade away. Oyumi getting engaged by these forces. Who's not pushing forward here? Gunnar and Medusa are advancing. Hercules now engaging the Moraki. Looks like Reg is getting overran. Another Moraki now being pulled in the field. They do cost food and favor. No gold, no wood. Even now, Amaterasu is running low on food. And these trees are maxed out. They can only have stockpile 2 units. Making their way to Red's base. Zeus is getting excellent food control. Up here, towns are being repaired on up. Somehow the underwater pass is still alive. Usually I see that outright gone. No not camel caravan, donkey caravans yet by Zeus. Raijo gets a nice little shock. Too many Medusa in the region though. And these smaller engagements, the Medusa are just going to be very, very lethal. Does try to do a bit of hit and run with this, but took a massive amount of damage return. Blue's making some great progress. Maybe focus on... Oh, or Red just backs up the game. Zangrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Before we get started next replay, I do need to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Some extra caffeine. It's Friday. And let's go ahead and get on to the next replay. See, that was this one here. Let's see. Set? No, it's been a while since last done set. Let's do set. Ready, set, go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age Mythology replay. So on bottom right side as the green Shenong, we have Isio Marto, and I noticed he went immediately for a pair of farms. Wait, does this now spawn out farms? Nope, those farms are existing. I wasn't paying close enough attention, so we rapidly built 2 farms there. So on top left side as the red is set, we got Chasing the Sun. The Forbidden Heat Signature. Looks like one of these deer got killed a little bit far away. Oops. Either way, when it comes to these major and minor gods, Shenong is of course focused on farming, myth units, and healing. God Blessing's Gift of Beast. Gift of Beast. Shenong summons myth units from the next age at your temple for free as you earn favors. So, free early myth units, which is always very nice. On favorite lands, myth units recover hit points per second, increasing per age. Farms available in Archaic Age, which we saw. Build instantly on favored land as well, which we saw. Plow, irrigation, and flood controls research for free in respective ages, which is free farm upgrades, better farms. Oh, that's just great. For the we saw the prosperous speeds, which make those said farms producing faster. So you won't go with this as often as you can, as early as you can. Just not only makes your food on the field last longer because you're now farming farms, it will also just be useful as time goes on. It's just a very good god power. Herbal medicine, a classic Age of Empires technology. Teaches your sages to heal faster and restore upon hit points multiple units at once. Can heal additional 3 units for 50% of their strength as a main healing target. So 3 weaker heals at the same time as a full here. So very good. In Peach of Mortality, heroes and myth units get additional hit points. It's always very nice to have. For the major or the minor gods, but since he's more focused on myth units as well as economic, that's his focus, so he can sort of mold the other upgrades to any army he so chooses. So we just have to keep an eye what he selects. Chiyu, of course, gave access to lightning weapons, teleporting doggo, dragon doggo, 2 upgrades for them. But for the other aspects, we got the Gi halberdier, improving the range of the counter cavalry unit and increasing their attack speed, so your counter cavalry units are better. Nice ahead, but nothing too critical, honestly. Suppose War gave a bit of pillage, which is nice, but nothing too crazy. O2 is probably going to be selected. Earth Wall is a very good defensive upgrade. And if Shenong wants to eye for a bit of boon, that would be very nice to have for extra defense. Myth unit's okay. It can go up or go down in the air. Flying Tiger. Better sentry towers, and of course give you access to build sentry towers from the turrets of the wall segments. Is always nice to have, but this is just okay. Increasing damage of the sentry towers and the ballet by 25%, and also increasing the range by 2. It's nice, nothing too fancy. Abundance, this is the real good part about Ho2. 5% more drop off on favorite lands, since you want favorite lands everywhere. 5% more resource drop off. Very, very powerful and very nice to have. 20 favor for an Age 2 myth unit up or mythological upgrade is quite expensive in favor, but is worth it. And villages just build faster for building and for settlement. It's nice to have. Neither of these two screams play a certain way, so Ho2's probably the default choice. Or what would be my choice? Set. Focus on barracks units. Pharaohs can summon animals as set. Priests can convert wild animals, but converted animals do lose a bit of their food inside of them. Spearmen, axemen, and slingers get a 5% increased speed, which is nothing too fantastic, but nice to have, particularly for spearmen who are chased down the cavalry. Barracks, siege workshop, mid-gold strongholds themselves cost 25% less gold, which is always nice to have, so you can build more military structures. And monuments reduce the nearby cost of nearby barracks and mid-gold stronghold units by 10%. I thought it was only barracks units. I guess it was both. All of this is very nice. Cheaper units will make your units go a long way. At least make more of them. Vision, spy. Also, reusable and cost 0 favor. It is a very, very fun god power. Easy to use. And of course, get the various animals of set, such as the baboon of set. Since the bonuses of both affect the cost reduction both affects the mid-gold stronghold units and the barracks units. And the extra speed is nothing too fantastic, though shape what type of build order you should go to, so the player can still go for any sort of route, I would say. Anubis is not exactly my first pick. The Plague of Serpents is okay. Anubites are decent. That's probably the best thing about Anubis. Extra favorite generation is always very nice, but this Poison Spear sucks. The poison damage is quite bad. I do not rate it very highly. Fa, I think, is a better option. Shifting Sand is an excellent god power. Wadgets is a myth unit I absolutely hate. I really hate these things. They're horrible, in my opinion. Reduce the cost of farms and reduce build time. Permanently, the reduced cost for farms is very, very nice. Axemen are better, spearmen are better, and slingers are all better. So 10% damage and plus 5.5 divine. More pierce armor for spearmen, which is nothing too... Pierce armor for spearmen, nothing too fantastic, honestly. But increased damage for axemen. Mostly it's great for slinger, great for farms, good for axemen. Spearmen exist. I think Fa would be the better option, and I think Ho2 would be the better option. So that's my synopsis. When it comes to relics on the map, we got the Great Tempon I don't know how to pronounce that. Towers are cheaper, which actually probably pretty good for Ho2 as well. 50% cheaper. Oh, I just realized something as well. Map terrain. Water. This area is isolated. This relic is surrounded by forests. It's also isolated. A system of baths, making your villages cheaper. Very nice to have. Oh, we got some boar of set right there. Several sledge, remove the favor cost of your fortresses. Very nice, particularly for both sides, honestly. And relic over here, armor of Achilles. Increase the hack armor of your inventory by 5%. Very nice to have. Up here we do have Nine-Tailed Fox Charm. Very, very nice. Gave you myth units 0.5 health regen. And Chariot of Cybele, 3 lions. We do have a baboon of Set here. The boar of Set. When it comes to age up benefits of providing the free animals for Set, I don't view it as a combat item. It's maybe useful in defense, but it's honestly a pretty good economic tool because it's just all those animals just contain a lot of food so you can eat. I view more of an economic aspect of anything, which can be used for defense. Don't use it for offense. It's a lot of delicious food sort of just thrown to waste. The boar set here has 300 food. Usually boars have 400 food. Oh, there's the Ho2 wall. I wasn't paying attention. Fod deal looks like yes, got 2 correct calls. Let's take a look at the age 3 stuff. Like I said, Set can go for mid-cultural focus with the reduced cost is more and improved speed. The Schemet gives you the Citadel of Set, the Scarabs of Set. Scarabs of Set can get additional life steal. Enables a catapult early, which is very nice. Increase their crush damage. Tiered archers get +2 range. Oh, they also get +4 line of sight now, which is something new. Before it was just +2 range. +4 line of sight is always very nice to have. And to go for better slingers, you also get bonus damage for infantry. Small amount, but nice to have. Or get Nephthys, get the Ancestor of Set and the Scorpion Man's of Set. Improve your priest healing rate, give you a gold rebate, or refund some of on your human soldiers, and better heroes. I think Schemet would be a better option. For Shanong, we see Nuba or Rusho. Drought kills, makes buildings easier to destroy, units easier to kill, prevents all construction, and all that sort. It's okay, God Power, nothing too fantastic. Tau Ties devours human soldiers with its special ability, good human versus human soldiers. Let's see, Rain Soldiers enables Scorching Feathers, reduce the enemy armor by 1% per hit for 5 seconds, and also increase range damage 5 seconds. So if you want to go more infantry focus, go for Nuba. Or range focus, I should say, range infantry. Or Rusho, Fey Beasts. You get the Bao Hui and a unique trade unit, the Pixu. Your Down Swordsman get increased pierce armor, making it a bit more of a frontline unit. Divine Judgment, making infantry get additional. Melee infantry has additional divine damage and bonus damage for some myth units. So yep, you got either divine melee infantry or range infantry. I guess it depends if you want the increased style swordsman pierce armor is useful if you think your opponent's going to go for more range units. Hard to say right now what set would be eyeing. Set or Egyptians tend to eye for more Miggled stronghold based units. In which Skemet, of course, will promote chariot archers, so the range is probably a bit more effective, but the fair range is also good versus range. So I can see either being useful. Yeah, I see both. Either side can go for either minor god. Looks like these deer will be able to obtain. We got some deer of or gazelles of Set here, along with some boar of Set and a wadjet of Set. The baboon is Set over here. We could start slapping some of the earthen walls. We got abundance being researched, husbandry, because all the goats or pigs need some husbands. You got some spearmen of Set that can push forward. So this boar of Set does avoid the rocks being thrown at him. This one's almost down. Might as well task back home so it can be eaten. Rather than task here so it can be eaten. Pumbaa goes down. Pumbaa of Set. Shifting sands. Oh, looks like they added a bit of a delay there. I don't remember the delay being... It's not really an army. What was that? Ooh, nice bit of Seeds Prosperity. Does lose out on a farm aspect of that. Does camouflage these units. That is incredibly unique idea. And the farm does have 600 health. They didn't say anything about increasing the health of farms, but then again, I don't know the health of farms on top of my head to begin with, so that may actually just be normal. Is any farms over here? Farms is Set for me to inspect? No? I honestly don't know what the health of a normal farm would be. 600 seem higher? Honestly, I have no idea. Oh, he missed the water buffalo there. Oh, we got some golden lines of Set over here. The Conky moving around, as with the LZ. Huh. These are both age 2. You went for Hotu, so Conky was what? I guess this is the first myth unit. The myth unit is set upon activation. So it's a Tao Tai was age 3 myth unit, but even if it does go to age 3, this does not get recycled to age 4, so it'll be the Tao Tai. We got the Pharaoh Set over here, and the mining camp of Set going on up. The Conky still exists. The priest could smite it. These pigs of Set are getting fattened up, but without husbandry, it doesn't get fattened up very quickly. Or as quickly as it could be. Yeah, Fertile Farm has 200 health. The Shannon Farms has 600 health. Nowhere does it say it increases the health of the farms. Military camp here. We do now have Skemet being queued on up, so we may actually see Chariot Archers of Set being deployed in the field. Because the Conky went down, but she got splattered from being smited. Hippos being collected up. This hippo's almost out of food. There's at least a gazelle of Set here to be eaten. Rusho is almost complete. Skemet is on its way. Looks like another Seeds of Prosperity was tasked. And the Spearman set trying to break down this earthen wall. Miggle Stronghold of Set being queued on up right there. Of course, going for that will unlock access to Age 4. For Shenong, could I have either for Hung Di or for Zurong. Blazing Power is like a bombardment ability. Of course, get the ZQ, basically a Phoenix. Infused Blowing Ability causes the additional damage to nearby units. Reduce the cost of forearms, increase the gathering rate, so 50% gathering rate, reduce the cost by 80% for an Age 4 upgrade. That seems reasonable, actually. This also improves Fire Archer damage. Hung Di does for the Ying Long's Wrath, which summons a Lightning Dragon, also improves farming as well. Clearly that's the best use for our mythical Lightning Dragon. Make it rain. Hung Di is a unit that can banish frontline units, also has no face. Villager hit points, human soldier hit points by 10%, increase their hack armor. Improves the Dao swordsman, reducing their costs by 20%. Looks like all the basic infantry units costs reduced by 20%. And of course, infantry upon death gives additional 25% damage to nearby infantry and life steal to nearby infantry for 3 seconds. Not bad. One gives you range effects, while the other one gives fire archer effects. This one here does improve the Dao swordsman, so probably can go for, what's it called again? The Hong Di. I'm thinking he's gonna go for that. Oh, Set. Either go for Horus or Thoth. Horus provides the tornado of Set, the adventure to also spin to win, infantry hit points and speed. 20% hit points, 10% speed. Make it even faster, go along with Set's aspect of that. Spearman deal additional 10% damage and bonus damage is cavalry. And Axeman gets additional 2 melee damage bonus against buildings, so they're better against structures. And of course, get additional damage if one is a lose health. Don't seem that too particularly great. If he went for Schemet, he may eye for more cavalry focus. So let's see, Meteors of Set, Phoenix of Set, War Elephants, reduce their cost, reduce their population, increase their damage. Makes them a bit more usable, and better gathering rate for all the villages of Set. And double train chance when empowering with the Pharaoh. So I think Thoth will probably be it, and probably be eyeing for Chariot Archers. Just be eyeing for Chariot Archers. Hard to say though. There's a Bao Hui there. There's some obelisk there, but we'll spot the fact there's water. Which, if Set were to build a dock of Set, then he can get out a giant tortoise and a leviathan of Set. In which the free leviathan is a transport unit. In case you want to do some transport play, though, there's currently nothing here. Looks like I got a couple of these slain water bison here. Slowly decaying away. And looks like he's going for Hung Di, so I guessed that one correctly. I'm still guessing Thoth instead of Horus for the double train chance.
Great.
You do have now a good number of Javeliers not being employed to fuel, medium range soldiers, copper shields, ballistics, whole bunch of upgrades, whole bunch of stuff, pioneers, Javeliers. Dark Age slingers are here. Oh, shifting sands of Set over here, which is a pretty good distraction. I'll focus on one area, then teleport to another area. Structure either got cancelled or destroyed, can't really say at this moment. Villagers migrating away, got these forces forward. The golden lines is set to be picked off. The priest of Set gains a good healing done. That was stun the Scarab quite a bit with the Baohui. The Scarab set has taken quite a bit of a beating. Does explode. Yazi does go down there. Slingers firing away. Javeliers engaging the Slingers. The Waja set does go down as the Slinger set being focused down now. The Priests of Set are backing on off. We do have Thoth queued on up, so I did predict correctly. So I think I'm like... I only made a solid guess for Age 2 and Age 4. I did not make a solid guess for 3. Though I did say Schemet. Didn't give a... So I guess 5 for 5 out of 6 of what they should age up with. We do now the Shadow, a set being researched before any farms. Very nice. And the Citadel of Set is here. Should probably ask Commander Shepard what his favorite store is on the Citadel. The granary is set going up, trying to obtain all the crown cranes. AV camera rider here. Oh, looks like the siege tower set being focused down. But looks like they may be saved by the priests of Set. Meteor strike. Oh, down here. I have no idea about that. Oh, he saved a good number of villagers. So the meteors of Set has subsided, destroyed a good number of these natural resources. Looks like trees no longer decay over time. I remember in Gold Edition they actually did decay over time as well. Well, it looks like that's no longer the case. Was the priests of Set getting a lot of good healing done. Mending the flush of the siege towers. They probably could take time to start converting these boar and get a bunch of pumas of Set. Fantastic back home and be eaten. Oh, egg there. Looks the egg might be safe from the Zhangzaya, the egg of Set. The pioneers are going to be engaged in the egg of Set soon. Red is trying to chop down and make his way to this relic. The egg of Set has been scrambled, and we do got a good number of champion camel riders of Set here to intercept. The pioneers will be wiped on out. And there goes all those wolves. Some more Seeds of Prosperity could be summoned now. There's the age up there. There's the Hundin. Let's see, Banish ability is 40 divine damage, 8 AoE. Remember, I was gonna remind myself what this guy does. Is it? Those they did temporarily banish all those units. There's they do resummon. Oh, something's being converted. Looks like some of the boar maybe. There's the Yinglong, and as well as a free Quinlong. So I got some dragons. So priests will need to be priest is set when we push forward to help engage these guys. The Yinglong, of course, is the unique myth unit. Does do divine damage, has a nice bit of AoE, but the Quinlong, the one that's mass producible, only has range damage, so we'll actually lose in 1v1 versus a Miggle Stronghold of Set. Good number of priests of Sets ready to push on forward. Maybe Dallas Swordsman falling on back. The Priestess set are taking on the Quinlong, no problem. Then we've got the Yinglong straightforward. The Fey Beasts, Fey are being summoned. Dallas Swordsman taking out the Camel Riders of Set. The Charity Archers of Set are falling on back, while the Yinglong push forward. Getting smited there a little bit. The villagers set may want to fall back into the town center. Priest set is trying to smite the Hunden. Who does have 50 crush damage.
Into you.
Taking a bit of damage there. He does have 2700 health, which is a decent amount. But of course that means he's not invincible. Actually, he doesn't have Divine Shield. I don't see a lot of the units, like say the Son of Osiris and the Nidhogg have the Divine passive, so Zeus can't bolt out of the sky. But now looking at it, it looks like Yinglong can't be bolted out of the sky. Can. Nothing says he can't. He's not intargetable. That's interesting. Maybe it's just a visual bug where it's just not exposed. Does get good number of villagers there. Mid-gold stronghold of Set going on up. He is getting a good number of villagers. Does split up the villagers. Oh, there's a couple more mid-gold strongholds there. Takes out 3 out of 4 villagers. But it looks like the mid-gold strongholds will finish it off. We do have... trying to select on that hero there, which does go down. Trader Archers set and engaging the Dal Swordsman. Do they have increased? Yep, they do have the Gilded Shields. Bring up to 46 Pierce Armor. Which is nice, but not actually too high. I was in my back of my mind, I was thinking, what's it called? A Destroyer shields and all, how they can get up like 90%. Another Quinlong push on the field, or maybe it's the same one. Only bronze upgrades and copper weapons. Iron shields queuing up for Shannon now. And we do have the Zun's bloodline, or how to pronounce it.
Into you.
Maybe some burning pitch for Set would be very nice. Afu's being knocked down out. These guys now up to 51 Pierce Armor. Looks like Set is at population cap, going for more Chariot Archers Set and Iron Shields.
In which?
Not many protection structures around the monument to the villagers of Set, so maybe we can go pull out some more mid-gold strongholds here. Actually, around the citadel of Set, there's not many farms of Set. Which is sort of interesting. We got the axe cart, now push way forward. Wei Zong, push way forward. Bulong does get knocked out. See the bloodline effect being actively being activated there. We do have another maybe Javeliers being cannot speak right now. Wow. Javeliers counting out the Chariot Archers. Chariot Archers right now have 21 range. Javeliers right now have 18 range. 5.4 DPS, a 3.5 multiplier, 18 damage, which is 12.1. The Priestess set is backing on off. Looks like they'll be going down.
Enito.
Priest set, while they are of course a range unit, they are only classified as hero, not as a ranged human soldier. Villagers being picked off. The villagers set. The chariot archers set now push forward, trying to hit the Zhengzaya.
Garrett.
He does have ballistics. I thought there was quite a bit inaccuracy. More slingers set being blown in the field, and they're just Dark Age slingers. We do have now the Sling of the Sun, Electrum bullets, and iron weapons, but these just says slingers, not even medium slingers. Am I crazy? Undie gets knocked out.
Into you.
They are medium slingers. So it looks like the little tagline hasn't updated, probably because it's was upgraded medium while that was active. But still, only medium, not even heavy slingers of set.
And wedge.
Slinger set. They have times 2.25 multiplier versus 3.5. They do have 5.6 DPS along with the 0.5. And these guys are champion.
Into you.
Up north, looks like the swordsmen are taking out the Miggle stronghold of Set. Now taking out the mining camp of Set.
And wedge.
The medium slingers of Set have 18 range, while the javelins currently 19 range. Slingers coming for a nice little flank here. Priest getting some good healing done. Thou swordsman being focused down. Do now have the Lizu Silk, improving human soldier and villagers' hit points by 10%. Set is actually pretty low on all resources, out of food, out of wood, out of gold. Has 81 villagers versus 94. Hungdi has plenty of food and gold to work with, but actually out of wood. Dallas swordsmen sort of getting split apart. We got some camel riders of Set coming for a flank, trying to hit some of these villagers. Kofu and peasants push way forward. Another citadel of Set being summoned. Right there.
Into you.
Camel riders of Set do have a bit of bonus damage versus ranged soldiers. These Dallas swordsmen currently have 56 armor, so they have a good amount of frontline armor. Also, of course, they have decent melee damage, as well as a bit of divine damage going along with them. And currently their price is 30.25. Of course, maybe reduced thanks to that one upgrade reducing their cost. Here we go, 24.44. So very cheap. 24.74. So that's not even 70 resources. Traders was set, firing wave, but of course the Javeliers will push way forward. Handful of slingers here to provide some fire support. We got now Secret Titans queued on up for Shannon. Heavy slingers queued on up for Set. More camel ride or camel caravans is set being deployed in the field. Terracotta Riders now summoned. Oh, we do have some of these halberdiers. Their halberdier seems a little bit larger last time I remember. Which they should be a good item versus both the camel riders and the chariot archers a set. We have some axemen as a set. More of these camel riders set going down. Who's trying to fall back?
Go.
Right now, blue has an army size of 120 versus 116, 4.3k versus 5k. Axemen is set and the camel riders set of falling back.
Gary.
We do have Burning Pitch now being finalized for Shanong. He's going for another Wei Zong. Meagle Stronghold and a ballet there. I'm not sure why Blue's putting a ballet here. There's just straight up water. Meagle Stronghold makes somewhat sense. Also helps secure up the gold deposit as well as for deploy various stuff, to say the least. Oops, sorry, I hit my microphone. Fortified Town Center of Set is now under fire. Camel Riders are set coming for a nice little flank, but the Town Center of Set does go down. Axemen is starting to engage. Javeliers focusing down the Camel Archer of Set. It looks like this infantry focus from Shenlong is being difficult for Red to deal with. At this current rate, I think Set may need to go for more Axemen a set. We do have a good amount of queue of Axemen and set being pulled in the field. They cost 70 resources. The Swordsman, however, costs about a little less than that. It close to 68 or 69 resources. Right now, they do offer, of course, with the Blood ability, which is very likely for them to get, without it, 13.1 DPS. And they have right now 209 health with 56 armor. The Axemen is set right now have only 123 health. They do have a times 4 multiplier with 9.5, so that would be what? 19 times 2, so about, let's take that in armor half, so 19, about a little less than 19 DPS in total. They do have the same melee armor as well, so I think the Axemen is set the less health. I'm not sure actually who outright wins that fight. It actually gets pretty close between those two, just with my offhand math. We do now, of course, have a Titan Gate being summoned here. With a Kofu being tasked to it, does have 120 seconds. We do have the Secret of Titans being researched for a set. Another Hun Deep Fort that may have been spawned out from here. Next one is Zeku. Great Archers of Set being forced back by the Javeliers. Yeah, with my offhand math, I think the Dao Swordsmen are reasonable versus the Axemen of Set. Enough to warrant that you could just still spam out, be reasonably fine, and have other supporting units for them. If you have Shifting Sands activated, I'm not sure where. Oh, up here. Do now the Titan Gate of Set now being deployed in the field. The Chinese Titan Gate has 50 seconds remaining. The number of villagers are going down here. We'll call off about 20% to 25% of the villagers. Blue's forces going straight for this Titan Gate of set now. Do have some camel caravans set trading in front of them though, which may draw some fire. I saw the explosion there. I'm not sure what to make of it. Do you have some mercenary cavalry setting some in the field? That's what's making this crush. Another Wenzong. He has quite a bit of crush damage here. The Chinese Titans on the field. The Titan Gate still has 9,000 health, has 160 seconds remaining. Cameras clean up these one. Good number of Red's villagers go down. So we're going to need to see more laborers set for the field. 55 remaining. Titan Gate of Set has taken severe damage. And gets knocked out. That is a pretty sizable loss. And now Blue has to contend with a Titan without his own Titan. He needs a couple hundred priests. He doesn't have enough gold for even for a couple priests. There's a Titan. So these number camel caravans is set. Right now he's at 31 out of 60. Big gold stronghold is set up been going down. It might be best if set were just charge forward and do damage that way. I don't know. Base race a Titan? That sounds like a horrible idea, nothing about it. I don't know what Red should do. He did not get any proper mythological upgrades for his Priests of Set. And Priests of Set are more close to a soft counter rather than a hard counter to some myth units. But not very high DPS, honestly, for a counter unit. And right now, Blue's outright losing this fight here, not to mention still Titan stomping around the back line. More Axemen set, more Priests of Set. Burning Pitch of Set now being researched. Ox caravans, mechanical ox caravans being built. The Citadel of Set is now being hit. Priests of Set trying to do what they can. Right now they do have a DPS 4.4 times 5, so basically 22, if my offhand math is incorrect. The Citadel set will be going down, as not being repaired up right now. We got some blue villagers here ready to push forward and claim the town center. Kind of still stomping around. Still got blue's army for red to contest with. We're unsure what this town center looks like. The Pharaoh set's not straightforward as well. In fact, he is NF the first. There goes all those farms. Upset. Yeah, I think it's game over for Set right now. Losing Titan. Well, it's just game ending. Losing Titan Gate, I should say. Losing Titan's one thing, but losing Titan Gate, that's a whole nother thing. The Citadel set is being repaired up a little bit. Blue's armor is pushed right forward over here. Oh, what do we have up here? Ballet is going on up. That's a good idea to intercept the trade line. Maybe put some, if you need to corral the camels over here, you can use some basic walls for that. Shifting sands. Got a decent number of axemen. Ballet is going to be complete in 2, 1, and completed. And it's going to be hard for red to displace at this moment. These guys are actually doing some decent damage. Oh wait, he has the axe upgrade to improve their... No, it does not have the upgrade to improve their anti-structure damage. Never mind.
Into you.
Got these Fey beasts there, ripping apart, poisoning all the camels. Ooh, that was a pretty good use of this god power. Probably the best use I've ever seen this god power. Does take a good chunk of those camel caravans and severely wounds the rest. The ballet does get saved. Probably a good idea to task one of those peasants to start repairing it. Who's not pushed forward over here? Got a good number of priests of Set in the region. Set has right now plenty of gold, out of food and wood. Yep, I think this game's over. I'm going to fast forward a little bit there because I'm pretty sure Set has lost the game. Now these camels being intercepted. Only priests here. Terracotta riders there. Come with some camel caravan, not camel caravans, camel riders of Set push away forward. This Seeds of Prosperity never been used again. Priestess set has 23 range, so actually these priests set actually outrange the towers, but Set does resign now. The Zangrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yep, losing a Titan Gate is not good at all. Let's see. That was set. We'll have time for one last replay for tonight. Let's see. What was this? Or Oranos versus something. Or Raw versus Loki. Let's do this one. Let's do Oranos. Of course, sometimes that breaks. There we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on the right side as the blue Oranos, we got James. Spawn on the left side as the green Shanong, we got I think. That's how you pronounce a word with no vowels, right? He immediately goes for the Seeds of Prosperity, but goes for right here, which will provide some camouflage when click the gold mine, but looks like we'll increase the distance from mining. Maybe not, since it's diagonal. Also not really sure, but either way, let's talk about the major minor gods. Of course, Oranos is the focus on vision and mobility. You get sky passages, increased line sight for all units by 4, which is nice, but nothing too fantastic. Oracles, you get additional favor when they're full line of sight, and of course, damage units remain visible for a little bit of time. Shockwave is a nice little stun. Sky passages, Empyrean speed increases infantry speed by 10%, which is very nice. And of course, when it comes to age ups, I think Oceanus is usually by default selection, though Prometheus is also pretty good for Oranos as well. Carnivore is a good static defensive myth unit. Collage is a good flying healer. Got Servants is an okay healing water unit, which I don't really see all too often. Fight a Shark gives your Mormellas and Fanatics additional damage and a bit of bleed damage. More focus on the base damage, so 5% is nothing too crazy. Weightless Mace is pretty interesting for Oranos since it provides speed and more speed for heroes. So these guys can move as fast as cavalry in the Copperpeltis. So the counter cavalry moves as fast as cavalry. It's fun to see. Frontline heroics make your promoting your units is cheaper, not in primarily in food and gold. Prometheus provides relatively cheap promotions. Promethean is a good frontline myth unit and makes them a bit more resilient, extra offspring, faster promotion, or Threat the Fire make your heroic citizens 20% more effective so they can do their part even better. I think Oceanus is by default selection, but there's a good argument for Prometheus with heroic citizens. Channeling, of course, focus on farming myth units and healing. Gift of Beasts will give you free myth units on age earlier, which is always very nice. Plus, he also gets herbal medicine, makes you allow your sages to heal up to 3 additional targets, 50% strength, which is very nice. And additional hero hit points by 50%, very nice to have. On favorite lands, myth units regenerate health, which is always nice to have, but nothing too fantastic. Farms available on Arcade and built instantly on favorite lands. And free farming upgrades as well. So you want to try to squeeze out Prosperity Seeds as early and as quickly as often. Before his age up, we got Chuyu and Hotu. I think Hotu is usually by default the better option. Chuyu provides the stun weapons, a teleporting dragon dog, better halberdiers increase their range and attack speed, and a bit of pillage. As well, Hotu provides access to better defenses, but more importantly, plus 5% resource drop off. Very, very powerful indeed. And just better villager build rate, which is okay. When it comes to relics, got Tusk of the Iron Boar, increased capital hit points by 10%, which is probably a bit more useful for Chinese since they have a lot of ballet cavalry that's very good. Kirtha of Apollo, increased villager speed by 10%, which is probably a bit more of the okay aspect, not too fantastic. Tail of Cerberus, myth units use a special attack more often, depends what you age up with. And text of Imohet, boons constructed 10% faster. All the relics are not too fantastic, but they're always nice to have. Looks like a temple going on up here. This villager's not camouflaged, but you can see the Kafu gets camouflaged. And that villager looks like has no drop-off time, if that helps out, by not being camouflaged. We do have Hotu selected, nothing just yet for Oranos. Promethean selected. So I was a little bit wrong, thought Oceanus will probably be selected. Prometheus is still nice. Leto is my favorite when it comes to all the age 2 Atlantean minor gods. Not for automatons, but I like the extra pierce armor. And spider layers. I do like spider layers before I even got buffed. Looks like I got Iron Boar and faster construction, so increased cavalry hit points is quite nice for the Atlanteans. So Turmas is the myth unit that, or human soldier that, or cavalry that the Atlanteans like to go very often. And of course the heavy melee cavalry, I forget the name top of my head, is a common to one as well. So Oranos could eye for more cavalry focus. He has a vision focus, so it doesn't really matter at this point in time what he upgrades with. Nothing in the upgrades in age 2 would affect cavalry, but you can always go for cavalry later on. Oracle being spotted. We got another Valor. May want to get this guy promoted. Queen Key is starting to fall back. Towns that are being built for both sides. Red has his town center here. Let's take a look at the next age up for Shenong. But Inuba or Rusho, I think both are decent options. Drought, easy to destroy, units easy to kill, prevents all construction and repairs. Tao Tai is a decent frontline myth unit with some instant kill effects. Better range units, so if you want to go for range, Nuba. When myth unit reflect damage, so if you want more myth unit in range, go for Nuba. For Rusho, provides, of course, Fei Beast, Baohui, myth unit traders. That was version of more pierce armor, so if you think if the lane player is going to go for more range units, you probably go for this. Infantry crit divine damage and bonus infantry myth units, both are pretty excuse me, both are pretty nice. So if you want to go for infantry, go for Rusho. Go for Nuba if you want to go for range. Nice and simple. Orano's Hyperion or Thea. If you want to go for cavalry focus, maybe we'll probably have to go for Thea for Lance of Stone. With her Spetty Tree, get some free 0 population myth units, Simpling Bird, Flying Birdie. Oracles generate more favorites, calls like a compound of Orano's effect there. More reduced cavalry costs, increased speed, and more cavalry damage. So with that relic in mind, he may just go for Thea. Hyperion provides chaos and excellent god power as well. Satyr's a decent backline myth unit, nothing too fancy, just puts damage in the back line. Better heroes, which Hyperion does not, or Promethean does not really combo with it. And oracles, get free heroic oracles. Yeah, I think Thea would be a better option with that relic in mind. If you want to play around cavalry at least. Or just ignore the relic exists and just go for the other option. I suppose Orano's, with all the potential Oracle increases, he can get a decent amount of extra favor generation. So he could go for more myth unit focus if he so chooses. That's going to fast forward since we're back into a little bit of an eco phase. 4 military units versus 7 military units, at least when it comes to population wise, so nothing too significant. Yazi here. Next myth unit is a Tao Tai. Heroic Oracle here. Empyrean speed, improving infantry speed hit points, which the Oracle does not get affected by that ability or upgrade. Not heroic. Not heroic. Does spot the Yazi at least. We do have Nuba now selected, so maybe Shenlong's going to eye for more range units. Teleports behind you. Valor there. Nice little Valor power. Force back the Yazi. Hyperion's not selected, or not Hyperion. Prometheus not selected anything up. Could be Hyperion. Approaching enough resources soon. Is going for Hyperion as well. Of course, gets more hero focus, particularly with the oracles. Sky Passage. Tao Tai engaging. Who's going to eat the Mormello. Promethean is engaging the Tao Tai, plus the Heroic Mormello. And due to the getting hit by melee snare effect, he's able to run away with some of the wounded units. There's a red wall there. And does pass it. Next myth unit in 10 favor is going to be another Tao Tai. The myth unit selection does not reset per age. So one after that, oh, those spat at these guys there. Get a bit of AoE damage and also split apart the Promethean. Sky Patch is being established there. We do have a ballet. Looks like Favorlands does not reach this silo here. A little bit misplaced. Now this will fix it, this house. Yazi there getting sliced apart. And thanks to the Empyrean speed, these guys just were able to keep up with some of the units, especially if they get snared like that. Wooden Gate, or Stone Gate, they didn't update the name. Now taking some damage, quite a bit of damage. This village could help repair, and I think that would out-repair the damage received. We do now have Zerong now queued on up, give access to ZQ and more range damage, particularly for our fire archers. So seeing that, Oranos may need to go for his Termas. He is a jump of Hectate, an excellent Titaness. Isn't Hectate the daughter of Hades as well? So she's not necessarily a Titan, is she? Oh well. Don't think about it too much. Sons of Sun queued on up. Hectate, of course, give access to Land Paydays. Very fun myth units. We've got the Firestorm and the Drought here. Drought makes stuff more vulnerable, so we've got a 1-2 punch. Sometimes you just want to watch the world burn. And this is not fine. Pretty nice 1-2 punch, and also denies the rebuilding on that. I think also, does it affect Wastelands? Yes, looks like the Wasteland also prevents the towns from being built because of it. Of the drought. Very, very nice. Huh, I just realized something. The desert sand cracked into hard stone. Yeah, now think about the drought effect. Doesn't make too much sense. And the Tartarus Gate now summoned. Chaos God Power here to slow down the response. Allows more of the Tartan spawn to come on out. Not many or any heroes. There's one Pioneer here. Going straight for the Tartan Gate. The Tartan spawn will get some good work done. Tartan Gate is still alive. We got now the Terracotta Warriors push forward. This one bonus damage versus siege weapons, not versus any structures. Tartan spawn still munching around. The Tartan Gate, I think, is best used on raiding. It's best used while in combat as a backline disruption during a big army fight. Shockwave there, shocking. Blue's now trying to obtain this town's center. Some citizens going on down, but they've done their part. Now got another Wei Zong now being deployed in the field. Looks like my follower count increased a couple times. My apologies, but it doesn't look like it's popping up my activity feed on Twitch. Did Twitch change it so it doesn't pop up notification for followers? I need to double check that. My apologies for those who are following. I didn't see it pop up. I swear Twitch is not very reliable for all this stuff. Do now have some Chuko news being pulled in the field by Red. Go along, of course, got summoned out from here. The next myth unit is another Quinlong, some water dragons, which will help moisturize the land. Looks like more Seeds of Prosperity could be utilized. Let's see, how's Blue's range heroes? Has one Argus Archer. Not a lot, though I suppose Lampades can cause some issues with flying teams. I think she can still chaos them, right? Axe carts, the most stupidly designed siege unit. Which way forward? They also have a sky passage here, which can help evacuate these citizens. Oh, or just run away, the good old-fashioned way, I guess. Good round of heroic Argus archers now pulling the field. We got a good number of the Tiger Cavalry now pulling the field, so some couple of health tests probably wouldn't be half bad. And seeing they both do bonus efforts range and cavalry, a couple of health tests probably would be a good call. So going to try to take out some of these wall segments. Wall segments right now have 1800 health. They're not affected by any upgrades at the moment. Destroys the town center. Whose armor is starting to fall back here. No crenellations, which may be important with all nearby cavalry. Chaos God power there. Quinlong gets shot down in the air. ZQ getting hit as well. Knocked out of the sky. Looks like the Lampades frenzy the Tao Tai. Another Tartaran Gate summoned here, so looks like she had Aurora's had quite a bit of favor summon, and this one's going to be far more effective with Red's army back here. Contanaris now trying to engage the axe carts, taking them out would be very useful in order to prevent the Tartar escape from going down. We do have a Sage here, but he won't do much for the Tartar Gate itself, just going to its spawn. Destroyers trying to destroy. Terracotta Riders. The do bonus for siege weapons. This is not classified as a siege weapon. Probably classified as a structure. Gets affected by ballistics. Love how everything's affected by ballistics. Except earthen walls. Is that the first thing I've seen that does not get affected by ballistics? Or does Red not have that researched? Oops, shockwave somewhere. Sounds like we've got some mirror images. Fire Siphon now deployed in the field. Fire archers being deployed in the field with their anti-infantry, of course anti-structure. These Argus archers are neither. Lampades has a bit of effect on her need for. Don't remember seeing that thing. Almost looks like the campaign Tanuki aura effect underneath her. Axe cards push right forward. Champion range queued on up for Shenong. Fire Siphon trying to engage the axe carts. I suppose it does have good range, good crush damage to help intercept them. They only have 85% crush armor. Another Quillong now deployed in the field. Blue's trying to push way forward now. Or not. We'll be bombarding the fortified town center now. We do have the Gemini increasing Satyr's damage by the charge attack by 50%. And going for more Satyrs. Also more Phantom Lampades. You get, of course, a Chaos and eventually a Polymorph ability. Effectively a double instant kill. Argus archers just firing away. One of these guys are really panicking. Maybe some fanatics would be quite nice for blue. Looks like just not pulling out any infantry whatsoever. So it may not even have medium infantry now. Think about it. Oh, let's see some fanatics. It does have heavy. We saw heavy destroyers. Fanatics also have pretty fast train time. So in these forward palaces, it will provide some supplementary force pretty quickly. It'll be both good versus cavalry and versus dismounted from the Tiger cavalry. Terracotta riders being summoned out to engage these fire siphons. And they are siege weapons, so they do bonus damage versus them. Saves one of the fire siphons. Fire archers right now do times 6 versus structures, have a slight faster attack speed. 7 damage. Another chaos there. Argus archers have 7.8 with normal attack speed, so they do have higher DPS than fire archers. More Argus archers, more Cantarius, now being deployed in field. Champion cavalry just got researched for Oranos. More Tiger cavalry do have now Silk Road being researched. Do have another drought. Watchtower here. How expensive was drought? Must have been 100 favor. It does last for a significant amount of time, at least. Overrunning these units there. Not enough Tiger Cavalry to intercept the Cantarius. Another 21 damage, 40 health, 240 health, 20 damage, but much slower attack speed. And of course, no multiplier. The Cantarius do get countered by the Tiger Cavalry, and at both 3 population. We do have the Satyr, looks like they got mirror image. Got some fanatics being queued on up. Fire siphons engaging the fortified town center. We've got a couple of structures here for defense. No additions on the machine workshops, though. Another ballet being summoned down here. Do you have the settlement, of course, not being built upon? Fire signs too close by either way. Kantarius now engaging the fire archers in the back line. Kulong, the free Kulong, getting some good AoE damage. And the dragon gets smited. Blue has some villagers here, some citizens trying to do their part, build a forward palace. But I don't think it's going to go too well. Another shockwave summoned. A shockwave, a Decepticon, or Autobot? Can't remember. Either way, we do have now more satyrs in the build queue for Oranos. Looks like he is favoriting satyrs. They're not a bad myth unit. I just prefer other ones. There's very few myth units I would say it's not a good idea to spam out. Mostly they're very niche, like siege myth units, which should be a bit limited, like behemoths and scarabs. And there's ones I hate, like Wadgets. I hate Wadgets. I think they're absolutely junk. Prolong gets ripped apart. Ballet took some severe damage. Towns have not been rebuilt. Got a sky patch trying to be established there. Gold here. Gold up here. Quite a bit of the gold in the map has gone away. It looks like blue has better control of it, but we do have ox caravans for red. But they're not super great distance. Need to secure this town so to get better ox caravans. Be a bit more exposed though. More containers, and you have some heavy marmellos. Juko news being summoned and some champion white horse cavalries. Heavy fire siphon gets knocked out. Yeah, the sky patch is being knocked out. This town sort of may be knocked out as well. It is fortified. Towns that will be going down. Lose these units up here. Palace going on up. Blue Towns under is important, however, blue has more control of the gold deposit, maybe the more important part right now. And right now, Shenong's having trouble maxing out population. Out of gold, has food and wood to work with. And actually a pretty good amount of favor, maybe throwing some myth units on the field. ZQs do cost actually a mix of wood and gold. Interesting. Argus Archer is going to be smiting them out of the air though. It looks like that's not going to be a good myth unit to deploy on the field. Oranos has a good small reserve of resources, nothing too crazy either. Oh, Terracotta Riders come out for a nice little ambush spawn, trying to engage some of the Argus Archers. Forward Palace now being established. Kantarius being set in the back line. Fire side from push way forward. Zunch news. I mean, Chuko news push forward. Sorry, I was thinking the wrong Age of Empires game. Tiger Cavalry not in large enough numbers. Both sides have trouble remaxing, looks like. Oranos is not queued up with a good number of units. Yeah, low on wood. Low on everything now. Ooh, looks like Orano's out of resources. Trying to go for some llama caravans now. But sometimes llamas cause nothing but drama. Is in their job description. Boiling oil is research. Watchtower would be interrupted. Fire siphon engaging the ballets. Gold deposit here could be claimed for either side. Citizens starting to get knocked on out. Fire siphon engaging the ballet. We got some of these Tiger Cavalry trying to keep their citizens. Argus archers still alive in the back line. A couple fire archers, a couple Chukwunus push way forward. Villagers having trouble building some more ballets. Fire siphon firing away. Ballet now being summoned over here. Right now, both players have max 200 population. Blue has larger military size, but the value's similar. Moving along, moving around. Big round heroic fight there. Cantarias push it forward. Looks like the Cantarias here in large enough numbers to overrun these Tiger Cavalry. But more Tiger Cavalry push way forward. Something I forgot to mention when comparing the two is this is 165 resources compared to 105 or 115. So the Tiger Cavalry are much more expensive, but they're more population efficient, that's for sure. As I mentioned, they have still the dismounted form to cause more issues. Looks like the siege crossbows putting some rounds in the palace, but getting hit by the palace as well. Tiger Cavalry heading down south. Looks like Blues re-obtained this town center, and probably gonna re-lose it. Good number of watchtowers, actually good number of garrisons here, so the village plenty of space for the citizens to hide away in. Which buys some time for the Blues forces to push one forward. Go along, barf some more water. I think he's saying drink more water. It's a desert. Pukes water all over people. I think. The dismounted cavalry only have 65 hit points, so they're not very great. They are classified as infantry. Another spam call. Sorry about that. Oh, we got another drought and a Tartar's Gate. Tartar's Gate right here. This is going to cause some issues. Right next to trade line, this is a perfect time for the Tartar's Gate. Townsend, of course, goes down, but Red's army is occupied. Do we have crenulations? Yes, we do have crenulations. Cantarius go around killing off villagers. Tartan spawn, going to be hitting everything. But the Tartan spawn is going to cause some massive issues here. And Red's economy is not that great at the moment. It does have more population capacity at the moment. Now we've got an Axe Guard connecting with the Tartan Gate. We'll be up the Tartan spawn to take them out. But it looks like they're just munching on some villagers at the moment. We have some Tiger Cavalry here. Oh, we got something. Earthen walls being summoned out right there. Problem is they're too close, far forward, and they can chain react. There's enough walls here to cause a chain reaction. But by red sometime, nothing too crazy. Tartan Gate has gone down. We've got a Wenzong here causing issues. He is a hero, and the Tartan spawn do less damage to his heroes. Only half damage, rather than 75% less.
Go post.
Town center gets interrupted. There goes those earthen walls. We do have now destroyers being mixed on in as well, at least a destroyer. He's got a lot of work to do. Oh, we've got 2 destroyers now. They're going to destroy everything now. Axe carts being hit. Fire siphon being pursued. Siege crossbows intercepted. Another Quilong floating about. Next one is a Hundin. Axe carts do intercept or connect with the palace. We got a citizen nearby to help repair it up, but palace down to 352 health, down to 87. Now down to a siege crossbow. Right now, it feels like the Shenlong's had the upper hand in this game. He has more population capacity at the moment. But that, I'm not so sure how this game's still gonna go. We have more Contarius being queued on up, more Tiger Cavalry and heroes. On Resource Reserve, Shenlong has plenty of gold and not much food or wood. Oros has plenty of wood, not much food or gold. There's still gold on the map being obtained. There's gold here as well. And there's still actually gold here as well. So there's still gold to be obtained. So both players have access to gold. But both players are going for a healthy number of their caravans. Right now we're at 22 out of 60 versus 11 out of 60. Big chaos there. We do now have more Fanatics being queued on up. Fire Siphons, Argus Archers. The Hundin is going down. Next myth unit is another ZQ, the Flying Fire Birdie. Ballet is under fire. Fire Siphon taking some damage right now. We're trying to fall back the cavalry. Shenlong's overall just have much more presence on the map, pushing forward to his opponent's base. We do have a number of palaces and towns here for defense. Only a handful of this, maybe one of the initial watchtowers. Llama caravans providing 17 gold per trip. Excuse me. Argus Archers firing the back line. Heavy Fire Siphon. With some damage there. We've got now the Axe card going for this house there. Fire Siphons may just want to focus on the Axe card for now. Get some units on the far side of this. He is going for this area once again. Blue has fortifications here. You could place out Dock. You will get a Man of War and a Nereid. And I think that's about it. The shore here is slowly going down. Outpost firing away as well as the palace. Fire Siphons engaged in the ballet. And now we do have the Tiger Cavalry trying to go for the Fire Siphons. But so far this entire game, Oron's not to put out a single counter cavalry unit. Centauri is just getting overran. Right now, Oron's is out of food, has some woodworker, plenty of gold in reserve. Shenlong has a massive stockpile of resources, so you can even start eyeing for a wonder at this current rate. More Tiger Cavalry being queued on up by Shenlong. Maybe a good idea for him to start queuing up a Titan Gate. Let's go on for another round of Terracotta Riders somewhere. Where? I'm not sure. I have engaged in some of the Argus Archers. There's the Terracotta Riders. And wait, Oron's had a Titan Gate research. I did not see that. Shenlong's now going for his own Titan Gate. This Titan Gate has another 230 seconds remaining. More citizens need to get over and do their part. More Terracotta Riders charging with forward to set the Fire Siphons. Very nice. Been actively using Terracotta Riders. Nice to see that ability being very well used. Fire Archers being decided. Destroyers trying to destroy this town center. Siege Crossbows being queued on up. Big round Champion Tiger Cavalry being queued on up. Another Chaos God Power. Blue's on the back foot. Shenlong's Titan Gate is now available. Oranos is down to 130 seconds. A little over 2 minutes. Right now, I don't even think he has 2 minutes left. He's finally going for a couple peltas, counter cavalry units. He does have to be careful with Fire Archers, but looks like Oranos has fully resigned. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. As I mentioned beforehand, this shall be my last replay tonight. My voice is starting to go out. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest. Enjoy.